Hey, it's Jonathan with the Quantum Physics Healing Humanity channel, and once again, up here way above the Mississippi, that's looking east. We got some rain coming in here from the west pretty soon, so trying to get this in, and it's pretty windy out here, so sorry if the camera bounces around a little bit. But again, just trying to enlist your support with addressing our current world situation with an understanding of quantum physics. And so here's my attempt today to put some things I'm learning together and see if it works for you. We learned today James Carville was on the news. James Carville, he's the guy who said it's the economy stupid in the Bill Clinton run back in the 90s. And a very smart guy, very politically astute. But he noticed that the U.S. debt to GDP ratio is currently at 124% for total gross federal debt. That's slightly higher than 119% we experienced in 1946 after 5 years of war in World War II. So that's one of the many messed up things that's kind of coming out of our very corrupt presidential administration right now. Now I know corrupt is a strong word, but if you're paying attention, there's no other word to describe it. And I'm trying to pay attention. So yes, this is just part of the human dream, the human simulation, the hologram that we're all living in. I think that's very scientifically proven. And I love one of the hymns I grew up on in church. It said, "Help us, Lord, to break the dream of human power." Breaking the dream of human power. And that's important. But once again, it's kind of one of those things where it seems like two things can be true at once. And if it does seem incumbent on us to try and help improve this world, our situation for humanity in whatever way we can. I can't do that through any political office. I'm not in any position of importance, but all of us can help through what we're thinking, through quantum physics. And so I came across something today. There's a professor at Johns Hopkins University. He's a professor of astrophysics. And in 2005, in the journal called Nature, a very highly respected journal, he wrote that the universe is immaterial, mental, and spiritual. Live and enjoy. The universe is immaterial, mental, and spiritual. Live and enjoy. So he's trying to convey, look, it's a mental universe. It really is just everything around us is made up of our thoughts. And that's how it boils down. And so to reinforce that, there's a YouTube channel out there I love. It's just named after its creator, a woman named Luna May. And she does these really good summations of the big studies in the academic world on the reality, on how reality is created and how manifestation happens. Because I used to think manifestation was just something that people did to try and get rich in a very selfish way. But now I'm realizing manifestation is something we're all doing all the time, whether we know it or not. And so we might as well, most of us aren't doing it very well, so we might as well do it in a really good way, very conscious, intentional way. And so when she was talking about the world situation with this, she said, whoever understands how consciousness shapes physical reality holds a kind of leverage that makes money, armies, and political power feel like toys. That's not an exaggeration. I'm gonna read that again because that's really important. Whoever understands how consciousness shapes physical reality holds a kind of leverage that makes money, armies, and political power feel like toys. That's not an exaggeration. And so the other thing I'm learning in this whole manifestation world is that, you know, Neville Goddard is kind of the guy that gets cited a lot, and he learned from an Ethiopian man named Abdullah, and it's starting to rain, so I'm gonna get this done. He said, if we attain the precise emotional frequency of our desired outcome, there's a good chance it's gonna happen. So what if you and I could glimpse that our leaders really are full of moral courage and integrity? And what if we manifested that? That's a very unselfish form of manifestation, really trying to glimpse that our leaders are just oozing moral courage and integrity. That's a time when you and I can have massive impact with our lives that may be very quiet, very obscure, but very impactful if we really grasp this and do it. So please join me in that. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.